Latest bulletins from Emergency Central. Up-to-the-minute reports inform us that the siege, which started in the eastern part of the country, has now spread across the entire nation, and reports are that it might be worldwide. Medical and scientific advisors have been summoned to the White House, and Washington informs us that the president is about to address the nation. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the president. Well, the strange beings that have appeared in many parts of our nation seem to have certain predictable patterns of behavior. In the few hours before initial reports of violence and homicidal attacks, it has been established that the alien beings are human in many ways. Theories as to their origin and their aims have been so diverse that at this point we have to state that these factors are as yet unknown. Teams of scientists and physicians presently have the corpses of several of the aggressors, and these corpses are being studied for clues that might confirm or negate existing theories. The most overwhelming fact is that these beings are infiltrating through urban and rural areas across the nation in forces of varying numbers, and you gotta take every precaution. Attack may come at any time and any place without warning. Repeating the important facts from our previous reports, there is an aggressive army of unexplained, unidentified humanoid beings, and these beings are totally irrational in their violence. They are weak in physical strength and can be distinguished from humans by their deformed appearance. They are usually unarmed and do not appear to be capable of handling weapons. They are not like an organized army, have no apparent battle plan, and can be stopped by immediate immobilization, either by blinding or dismembering. If encountered, they are to be avoided or destroyed. Under no circumstances should you allow yourselves or your families to be alone or unguarded while this menace prevails. These beings are flesh-eaters, and they eat the flesh of the victims they kill. Indeed, the principal characteristics of their onslaught is their depraved, insane quest for human flesh. I repeat, these alien beings are eating the flesh of their victims.
We're gonna die! We're gonna die!
Oh, shit, we are! You want me to slap you again?
I want to get out of here.
Well, you can't. We're sealed in and they're sealed out. And we gotta stay here till things change.
That door over there!
Yeah, probably leads to the cellar. What about it?
It's opening. They're coming to get us!
Holy Christ, I didn't check the cellar. Where's the gun?
Don't shoot! We're the same as you!
That's the first time a white man's ever said that to me.
Honest, mister, we're okay. We're from town.
My name's Harry Cooper. This young fella's Tom something or other. We've been holed up in the cellar.
Yeah, that's right. And I've been up here busting my balls trying to make this place safe while you've been down there all this time all tucked up nice and cozy like. Couldn't you hear the racket we've been making?
How are we supposed to know who you were, huh? You could have been those things trying to get in.
You couldn't hear the girl screaming? These things don't scream, you know.
We're not experts on their behavior patterns, and the walls are too thick to hear anything. Anyway, the racket you were making sounded as though the place was being ripped apart.
Wait a minute, you bastard. First, you say the walls are too thick to hear. Then in the next breath, you say you thought the place was being ripped apart. Now, how about getting your story straight before you mouth off?
Bullshit! I don't have to take any crap from you. We found a safe place in the cellar, and I wasn't going to risk it for any stranger who happened to wander in.
Why don't we all calm down, huh?
I'll be calm when I'm safely back in the cellar.
Look, mister, they can't get in. Everything's boarded over down here, and the only weak spots are the windows upstairs, and all I need is a little more time to fix them up.
You haven't got any more time? Those things are going to get in, and the cellar is the safest place there is. They overturn my car, and they'll bust through your barricades like a knife going through butter.
Harry's a bit upset, mister. He's got his wife and kid downstairs, and the kid's hurt pretty bad.
Oh, sorry about that. I still think we're better off up here.
They'll get us up here. They turned my car over.
You keep saying that. They don't have any strength, I tell you. I've already killed 3 of them. Any 4 or 5 normal people can overturn a car if you let them.
That's my whole point. There's going to be more than 3, 10, 20, 30. Who knows? This place is going to be crawling with them.
Man, you're a real little Mary Sunshine. That many and we don't stand a chance, period. This is still the best place. Now, say you go back down the cellar. That leaves you with just 1 door to defend. Well, great. But that works both ways. It's your only way out, too. What are you gonna do if they come down the stairs 10 at a time? You got a flamethrower handy by any chance? Up here, we've got at least some options open. Keep the cellar as a last resort if we can't fight them off up here.
That makes sense, Mr. Cooper. Let's stay up here.
You stay the hell where you like. I'm going back down there, and I'm going to bolt that door behind me, and it doesn't get unlocked again until the National Guard tells me to open it.
Why is everybody arguing?
What's the matter with her?
Why, you for one. How you gonna know it's the National Guard? Could be them things trying to get in, you know. Don't forget, you can't hear anything down there. Or so you say. Man, you think they've got the time or the manpower to search every house in the country? This thing is all over. It could be weeks before they get here. Before that, you could starve or go out of your head.
Well, you're right, mister. We should stay up here, Mr. Cooper. Are there any more of those things outside, mister?
Ben's the name, kid. 6 or 8, I'm thinking.
Didn't anyone believe in cremation around here? I'm going downstairs. You stew in your own damn juice.
They're coming at us!
Ben and Tom ran over to one of the windows where gray and rotting hands were trying to force their way in. Ben slammed the heavy rifle butt down on the groping fingers. Oblivious to the pain, they continued to scrabble at the wood, trying to rip it free from the nails that held it to the frame. Then, a face replaced the hands, or part of a face, for rotting flesh hung down in shreds, exposing the cheekbones while one dead eye dangled down the face on a string. Ben fired the rifle point blank, and the head sailed away, leaving the torso to crumble on the ground. But another took its place. The gun roared again, and a huge hole was blasted in its upper chest, but it merely staggered, then moved forwards, the moonlight glinting through its torso, exposing things that should never be seen by man. Ben fired again, smashing its hip. The thing went down awkwardly, tried to rise, fell again, and began crawling in aimless circles. The rest of the things retreated to the trees.
Filth!
Harry? Harry, are you all right? What's happening up there?
It's all right. That settles it. Back to the cellar.
Yeah, it's all yours, man. You get out of my sight and rot down there.
We'll need food.
Oh, yeah? Keep away from that refrigerator, or I'll blow your goddamn head off. You can have your cellar and everything that's in it. This floor and upstairs is my territory, and everything here, from the food to the radio, is mine. Now get the fuck out of here.
Tom, this man is crazy. Are you going to let him get away with it? We have a right to food.
I'm staying up here. You can too.
I've got a wife and sick kid down there.
Yeah. Well, I feel sorry for them, you know. They've got to depend on a dumb, gutless wonder for a man. Well, that's okay. You go be king of the shit pile down there, and I'll be king up here, and we'll see who makes out the best. And if anything happens to us, you can come up here and fight the things for the food.
You bastards!
Send Judy up when you go down. She'll want to be with me.
Well, who's Judy?
My girlfriend.
Jesus! Another one! Why didn't you say she was down there?
Well, you didn't give me much of a chance.
No, kid, I guess I didn't.
Judy walked up the cellar steps and into the living room. She was a tall, thin, blonde-haired girl of about 17 and looked as though a puff of wind would blow her away. Tom had a good pair of shoulders on him, but was obviously little more than a kid. Over in the corner, Barbara lay on the couch, eyes closed, in a semi-catatonic state. Ben looked them over, and his insides contracted. 2 nice kids, a crazy girl, and downstairs a whining coward who'd sell you out in a minute, his wife, and a sick child. While outside, he closed his mind and spoke.
Hi, Judy. My name's Ben. The girl over there on the couch is Barbara. Her brother got killed out there, and she's still shook up. I'm glad you're here. The more of us, the better chance we got.
This door is closed, and it stays closed. It won't be opened again ever.
Go drown in your shit, asshole!
He'll starve down there, and his kid's awful sick.
Yeah, well, don't worry about him. I know his type. Give him a day or less, and he'll be back up here whining for food. And I'll give it to him. Not that he deserves it, but because of his family.
Harry walked down the steps of his chosen prison. The place had been used as a storeroom, and the walls were lined with heavy cardboard boxes of varying shapes and sizes. Under the ceiling, there was the usual tangle of water, gas, and electricity pipes, and from those were hung thin ropes for clotheslines. These caused Harry to bend over and crouch, fortifying the Gothic image of a hunchbacked jailer on his way to torment his victims, while broken and discarded domestic appliances gave the illusion of sophisticated instruments of torture. Presiding over this scene of marital bliss was Helen, Harry's long-suffering wife. A pretty, faded woman in her mid-30s, she was bent over a sink, wetting a handkerchief. Her 5-year-old daughter lay motionless on an old wooden table. The sound of her breathing was not a good sound.
She's got a bad fever.
There's 2 more people upstairs. One's a troublemaker, thinks he knows it all. I offered to share this place with him, but he wouldn't listen, and now he's got Tom and Judy on his side. They should have listened to me.
Karen needs help, Harry. She needs a doctor.
Oh, sure. Nothing simpler. I'll just stroll down to the town, and if any of those things come up to me, I'll say, excuse me, my kid's sick. Let me through with you. They'll understand.
You know, I hate you. I think I've always hated you.
Harry? Harry, can you hear me down there?
Yes, Tom, we can hear you.
Helen, we've got food and water up here. Maybe we can help Karen. There's going to be a special message on the radio in 10 minutes telling us what to do.
Don't listen to him. He'll get us all killed.
Get your slimy hands off me. You haven't got the guts of a louse. I'm going up there. We'll be up, Tom.
Okay, it's your decision. Don't blame me if we all get killed.
Once more the cellar steps echoed to the sound of footsteps. The door was unbolted from the inside, and Harry and his wife appeared, the former looking sullen, the latter blinking in the strong electric light.
My name's Ben. I'm glad you changed your mind. Where's your little girl?
She's sleeping downstairs. She's very sick.
Judy's in the kitchen. I'll get her to keep an eye on Karen while you listen to the radio. You need a break.
Oh, thank you. What's wrong with that girl on the couch?
I think she's in shock. Her brother got killed by those things, and she only just got away.
Oh, poor thing. Harry, that poor girl's brother was killed.
This place is never going to hold. There's a million weak spots all around us.
You haven't heard a thing I've said, have you? All you care about is your own rotten skin. If it's that bad, why don't you pick up a hammer and do something instead of bitching and moaning all the time?
You can't see a thing with all that wood across the windows. There could be a million of those things out there just waiting to get us. And why doesn't someone wake that girl up? If there's a plan, I want her to hear it with the rest of us. I don't want to waste time later explaining when we could be getting away.
You leave her alone, you hear? I'm in charge here, and you take your orders from me, not to give 'em. You wake that girl up before she's ready, and you're a dead man.